The home team winning the toss and have decided to bat first.
Here we go. First ball of the match. Nothing better than getting a game started and hearing the sound of leather on willow. Beaten on the drive.
Nice.
Oh yes, the slow one beats the bat. Didn't pick it out the hand.
Can't get that outside the ring field.
Not a great delivery, got it full and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
Yes.
They'll get at least one. There'll be one run here for them.
And they're away and nicely off the mark.
A big opportunity. They've worked hard in recent weeks. They should have the confidence to build an innings and get big runs on the board.
Hales shakes their head. It was there to be hit, but couldn't make the most of it.
Yes.
Great shot. At least one on offer.
Really raced between the wickets after it was clipped away nicely behind square.
Right there.
Couldn't get it through the field. England seem happy to take 2 runs off that over. It's a none for 2. The right armour is coming into the attack from the south end.
Waiting. Yep.
Great shot through the gap.
Got their head right in line with the ball. A beautiful strike there down the ground.
Always difficult to focus after what happened last ball, but you just got to stay positive and believe the wicket will come.
Obviously didn't like the look of that one and just ignored it.
Waiting. Yes.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
A little flick of the wrist to get it round the corner for an easy run.
Wow, that's missed the lot.
Nice bowling.
That's wild. Nothing elegant about that shot. Just not timing it at all. It's poor play.
Yes.
Nice timing, good batting, won't get to the boundary.
Ball is in!
A couple on offer here.
Exquisitely done on the front foot. A gorgeous looking drive. Could have been worth more.
End of the over, 8 off it. England are none for 10.
Yep.
Pulled in off the boundary rope. Good fielding out there.
Waiting.
Hales shakes their head. It was there to hit, couldn't make the most of it.
Yep.
Oh, that would have been a very risky single. In the end, a good decision to stay put.
Yep.
There'll be runs here.
Whipped away nicely through the leg side, elegant as ever, and picking up good runs.
Wait there.
Quick onto that in the infield.
Maybe they didn't pick that up very late on the shot.
Misses everything.
A big swing and a miss. Completely deceived by the lack of pace on that delivery.
3 added in that over. England are none for 13.
Yes.
They'd look for a couple here.
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Yeah, yep.
Going with a more aggressive field choice.
Finds the fielder with that shot.
No runs on that occasion. Got into position nicely, just too early on the shot. Couldn't find a gap. Didn't hit that well. Very late playing that shot.
Yep, yep.
Great shot through the gap. Perfect timing.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there was absolutely no point in chasing that.
A boundary off the last ball. Is it a sign they're trying to push the run rate?
Yep.
Edged. Unplayable.
Nothing really wrong with the delivery. Got onto the front foot and found the space to get that one to the boundary.
The over comes to an end. Not many runs coming from it. Both sides need to inject some life into this game.
You can understand why on that line they thought it was safe to let it straight through to the keeper.
A wonderful delivery. To get the edge. They've got to keep hammering away at that spot time and again.
The captain going with an aggressive field. Very full, spray the ball a bit, but they're content leaving it alone.
Yep.
Well placed. Should get a single.
I, for one, reckon that second run was on, but clearly the batters knew better.
Straight to the fielder.
Right there. Yep.
Gone. Brilliant in the field.
The first wicket is down, back to the pavilion, and disappointment is etched on their face. Can't believe they got out like that.
With the fall of that wicket, the new batter comes out to the crease. They're quick to take guard and face up.
Yes.
Doesn't beat the infield.
Maybe they didn't pick it up. Very late on that shot.
Edged.
Milan shakes their head. It was there to hit. Couldn't make the most of it.
Drives and misses everything.
Totally beaten by the change of pace on that delivery. Very unlucky not to take the wicket.
Time to keep the pressure on now. Great last ball to find the edge. It's just a case of finding the same spot.
Yep, yep.
It mightn't get to the boundary, should at least get a couple.
Keeper's ball.
Milan gets off the mark.
Waiting.
Not a great delivery. Got it full and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
Edged it. Loud appeal.
Yep.
Picks the gap perfectly.
What a lovely shot. Really good timing. Out of the middle, and it raced to the boundary.
Tried for something a bit different the last ball. The captain shouldn't mind that. If they get it right, they might just get the wicket.
A good piece of bowling there. A little bit of pace off the delivery, and the batter is all at sea. Yep.
Timed it nicely. They'll look for a couple, you'd think.
It was in the gap, pretty much all the way along the ground to the boundary rope. Off to a good start now.
Winning.
Yep.
Nice shot. Runs possible. Over. England are 1 for 38. The right-arm pace bowler is coming into the attack from the south end. Good piece of fielding to stop some runs. Big edge. Strong appeal. Brilliant bowling. Having got the edge the previous ball, they now know the areas they need to be hitting.
Nice bowling.
Beautiful slower delivery. Just hitting air on that one. That was just too good.
Let's see if they can get the ball up into the slot like before. So crucial to follow up that last delivery and keep the batter under pressure.
Yep.
Collects that one, simple as you like, inside the ring.
Good running. It needed to be as well. Probably closer than they expected.
Finds the edge.
Just threw the shot too early.
Edge. Amazing delivery. That's the over. England are 1 for 40. Going with spin now. What a ball! Now then, was there a feint edge? India having a good chat. Don't know if it's worth using a review on it, though.
I'm not hearing anything on this. That could be trouble.
There was indeed bat. The keeper had to convince the bowler, and they were right.
Was there an edge? This could be trouble. Well, they lose the second wicket. It's a long way back to the sheds, and you can tell they're not happy with that dismissal.
It's a long way to walk out here just to walk straight back. They'll just want to get this first one behind them and then push on.
Yeah.
That's off the middle of the bat.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there's no point in chasing that.
Gill, I don't think will be too happy with their bowler at the moment.
Yes.
They've picked the gap. Perfect timing.
Ball is in.
Exactly where you want your fielders to throw as a wicketkeeper, right over the top of the stumps. Onto the front foot and punched it nicely. Would have hoped to find the rope.
Wait.
Cuts that off well in the infield.
Timing just a little early on that occasion.
Yeah.
Thick edge.
Yes.
There'll be one run here for them. Really good over. Takes a wicket, keeps it tight. Somehow they've got to find the boundaries.
Wait.
Couldn't get it through the field.
A little late on that, no run scored.
Wait on.
Stokes shakes their head. It was there to be hit, but couldn't make the most of it.
Wait.
Not a great delivery, got it full, and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
Wait. Yeah.
Comfortable single if they take it.
Well, they decided against the run. Not sure why, if I'm being honest. They'd have made it very comfortably.
Yep.
Great shot. At least one on offer. End of the over, and again it's a good one for the bowling side. Not letting batters build any momentum.
Wait on. Yep.
Needs to be on target.
Winning.
Nicely played.
Well, that was a really solid shot. Read the length early to get onto the front foot, and that raced away for 4.
That last ball isn't something you'd want to see a repeat of. You don't want to be giving easy runs away.
Yep.
Really good shot there.
Good running, just finding the gap, and that allows for rotation of the strike and keeps the pressure on the bowlers.
Yep.
Flew away with pace. Brilliant timing.
Just a little bit of room given. The power was immense. That has flown over the boundary.
Always difficult to focus after what happened last ball, but you just got to stay positive and believe the wicket will come. They'll get at least one. Questions will begin to be asked. Should the captain make a change? A big over that one. Too many loose deliveries.
Yep.
Can't get that outside the ring field.
They're fast between the wickets. Good fielding keeps it close, though.
Yes. Yep.
Massive edge.
I'm surprised they're turning runs down like that. They should be rotating the strike. Every run counts in the book.
Wait. Yep.
Bowler!
That was a solid shot. Driven off the front foot. Fantastic cricket shot. Probably deserved more from it.
Yep.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here. Does very well to get quickly across to that one.
No runs on that occasion. Got into position nicely. Just too early on the shot and couldn't find the gap.
Wait. Yep. Yep.
Good shot. A beauty.
Nearly got through them. Just got onto it in time with enough bat speed to pick up 4.
It can be very disheartening seeing good deliveries smacked around. Sometimes you just got to accept it and move on.
Waiting.
Finds the fielder with that shot.
Yes.
Lovely timing. Will this one go to the fence?
Didn't time it at all, but managed to get it away to the boundary.
I'd like to see them aim for the top of off now. As a bowler, you've got to make them play on your terms.
Waiting.
England weren't given much of an opportunity. A very tidy over. Nair, the right armour, is coming into the attack from the south end.
Wait.
Quick onto that in the infield.
Yes.
There'll be runs here.
Decisive running might have got them to. Looking back at it, I'd say they'd have made it easily. So in the end, poor running.
Waiting. Waiting. Waiting.
Very full, sprayed the ball a bit, but they're content leaving it alone.
That's the end of the over. 1 run coming from it. England are 2 for 78. The right-arm fast bowler is coming into the attack from the north end.
Wait on.
Thought it got past them, but a fantastic dive to cut it off.
It was a nice-looking shot, full and in the slot, just couldn't find the gap.
Yeah.
Well placed, should get a single.
Yep.
Strokes it languidly away to the fence. A lovely shot.
Straight through the line of the ball, right out of the middle of the bat.
You can see how good this pitch can be for batting. You want the player coming forward, but it's a tight margin. Only a touch full and put away.
Waiting.
Doesn't beat the infield.
Just threw the shot too early.
Yep.
Worked it onto the leg side and got some easy runs.
Yeah.
Super shot that.
Pushed onto the front foot and presented the full face of the bat.
Good bowling. Kept it nice and tight and made it hard to score runs. Going with pace now.
The captain is going with pace.
Yep.
Cuts the gap perfectly.
Bowler's end.
Those runs bring up the 50 partnership. between
Solid
these two.
partnership, 50 so far. Now it's time to really build a big score.
Yep.
Exquisitely done on the front foot. A gorgeous looking drive. Could have been worth more. A bit of shape on the ball as they let it go through. Tailed just a little at the end as it went through to the keeper.
Straight to the fielder.
Wait.
No runs on that occasion. Got into position nicely, just too early on the shot. Couldn't find a gap.
Wait.
4 runs added there. England are 2 for 92.
A few moves made in the field.
Nair from the north end. Nicked it! The whole team goes up for that one. They feel pretty confident about this. Could well have been missing the stumps. Certainly wouldn't be the worst review.
How close is that? Could be the wicket. Nothing picked up from the bat. This could spell trouble.
A brilliant decision to review. They bat on. A wonderful delivery to get the edge. They've got to keep hammering away at that spot time and again.
Yep.
Into the gap. Nice shot.
And that brings up the half-century for this batsman.
Really good innings to bring up the half-century. Impressive batting, and they'll want to push on from here. That shot brings up the half-century. Beautiful batting display, very solid. I think this is just the start.
Winning.
Collects that one, simple as you like, inside the ring.
Wait.
Didn't hit that well. Very late playing that shot.
Yes.
That's right off the meat of the bat.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there was absolutely no point in chasing that.
Getting nicely settled at the crease now. Would have been really happy with that last shot.
Taking a bit of a risk here with a more aggressive field.
End of the over, a good one in terms of keeping the batters quiet. Just needed to take a wicket to make it an excellent one. The right-arm medium bowler is coming into the attack from the south end.
Wait.
Well, not a great delivery. Got it full. Lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
Confident appeal. Could it be? Edged.
Yes.
Let's see if they can get the ball up into the slot like before. So crucial to follow up that last delivery and keep the batter under pressure.
No interest on that occasion to play at the ball.
Brilliant bowling. Having got the edge. The previous ball, they now know the areas they need to be hitting.
Some adjustments to the field. Still honing in on their lines. The batter happy to let it go through.
Time to keep the pressure on now. Great last ball to find the edge. It's just a case of finding the same spot.
Waiting. Yes.
There'll be one run here for them. 4 runs added in that over. England are 2 for 104.
Waiting.
Couldn't get it through the field.
A little late on that, no run scored. I'm not sure what happened with that delivery, maybe trying the slower ball, but just got it all wrong.
Waiting.
Maybe they didn't pick it up. Very late on the shot.
Wait.
Not a great delivery, got it full and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
Waiting.
Hales shakes their head. It was there to be hit, but couldn't make the most of it.
Loud shout.
Yep.
That's mistimed. It's gone high. Should be gone.
Managed to get onto the front foot early and just incredible power to loft that one over the boundary.
Some well-targeted bowling in that over. Certainly something to build on. We've seen good control and spin from this bowler. Looking forward to seeing what they can do here. shot.
Fine placement and enough timing to get that ball away to the boundary.
Stokes has got the big shot away this over. Now they can focus on playing the next ball on its merits.
Just threw the shot too early.
Yeah.
Effortless. A gift, really. Floated it up there and dealt with.
That's a very difficult shot to get right. Straight back at the bowler with a lot of pace, and the covering fielder had no chance. These two batters will have a lot of opportunities to score as the field comes in.
Edged it. Big shout. Nicely taken. Quick to latch onto it.
That was a real shame. That was a brilliant innings. Really was heading towards something special. A good wicket to take at this stage.
Livingston comes out to bat in a bit of form, but it'll be interesting to see how they go today.
Wait.
Good piece of fielding to stop some runs.
Short and wide, did well to get some bat on that.
End of the over, 8 runs coming from it. England are 3 for 119. The right armour is coming on to bowl. From the north end, Nair coming back into the attack.
Yep.
Good bit of timing there.
That was a boundary the moment the ball left the bat. Can't time that any better. Perfection.
Always difficult to focus after what happened last ball, but you just got to stay positive and believe the wicket will come. Misses everything.
That's a wild one. Nothing elegant about that shot. Just not timing it at all. Poor play. Full and wide. Left alone through to the keeper.
Wow, that's missed a lot.
That one almost went at right angles. Amazed it didn't catch anything on the way. Through. A few gaps opening up here with the more aggressive field choice.
Waiting.
Finds the fielder with that shot.
Hales will be frustrated with that shot. The ball was there to hit, but couldn't find the gap.
Yep.
Struck it nicely. Could go to the boundary.
That races away to the boundary. A beautiful shot off the front foot. Just textbook stuff.
Nair ends what has been a tidy over. Just needed to top it off with a wicket. A new bowler is coming into the attack. Great shot. At least one on offer.
And they're away and nicely off the mark. Bit of a change up in the field now.
Waiting.
Bowler!
Drives and misses everything.
That was a slower delivery, played too early, and it went straight through to the keeper.
Yes.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
Decisive running might have got them to. Looking back at it, I'd say they'd have made it easily, so in the end, poor running.
Yeah.
They'd look for a couple here.
Keeper!
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Yep.
They'll get at least one. That's great fielding. That ball was flying. End of the over. 5 runs coming from it. England are 3 for 132.
Wait. Yep.
Great timing, right off the meat of the bat.
He was just a little bit too full, and it was beautifully timed.
A little short on that occasion. Needs to adjust the length slightly to be just a little fuller. Too short on this pitch.
Wait on.
And as we've seen already, it makes it very easy to score.
The captain's going to change things around in the field.
Wait.
Doesn't beat the infield.
Wait on.
Nair has had a pretty good over. Just needed a bit more luck to find a wicket. The right-arm medium bowler is coming on to bowl from the south end.
Yes.
They'll push hard, should get back for 2. Could that be out? Looks so.
A long walk back to the pavilion. This has not been a good knock. Not what you expect from someone of this skill level.
Brooke won't have the pressure of facing up just yet. The nerves will be rattling a bit while they're at the non-striker's end.
Winning.
No runs on that occasion. Got into position nicely. Just too early on the shot and couldn't find the gap.
Quick onto that in the infield.
Just threw the shot too early.
Hit that hard, nailed it.
That's just a textbook 6. Timed well, under the ball, and it flew to the boundary. Awesome power.
Do they go full? Do they go short? A lot to ponder after the boundary.
Obviously didn't like the look of that one and just ignored it. Left alone and easily through to the keeper.
That sees the completion of the over. A good one too. Not many opportunities to score.
The captain is going with pace. Change your bowling. The left armour is coming into the attack.
Yes.
Picks the gap perfectly.
Onto the front foot early, placed it perfectly into the gap. Timed it nicely for 4 more.
I'd like to see... them aim for the top of off now. As a bowler, you've got to make them play on your terms.
Yep.
Nice shot, runs possible.
Some changes made to the field here, going more aggressive.
Waiting.
Straight to the fielder.
Waiting.
Floated that one up, hit well, but couldn't beat the field.
Yep.
Edge. Amazing delivery. A wonderful delivery to get the edge. They've got to keep hammering away at that spot time and again.
Waiting.
End of the over, and again it's a good one for the bowling side. Not letting batters build any momentum.